As a health researcher who's worked with aging adults for over 3 decades, I've seen one surprising truth again and again. More vitamins doesn't always mean better health. In fact, some of the most popular supplements, yes, the ones you might be taking every single day, could be quietly working against you, not for you. Especially after age 60, our bodies change in how they process nutrients. What once helped may now harm. You may feel like you're doing the right thing, taking a few extra pills just in case. But certain vitamins, when taken in excess or without real deficiency, can lead to muscle weakness, leg instability, and even higher risks of falls or fractures. That's not just my opinion. Studies from journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and JAMA have shown how oversupplementation may actually contribute to frailty in older adults. And here's the kicker. It's not just about your legs. When your body feels unsteady, your mind does too. You may start to lose confidence, avoid walks, skip social activities, and before you know it, independence starts slipping away, not just physically but emotionally. So today, we're going to uncover 3 vitamins that might be silently undermining your mobility, and, more importantly, I'll show you how to support your muscles and joints the right way, through smarter nutrition, safer habits, and a deeper understanding of what your body truly needs as it ages. Stick with me, because this could be one of the most important health adjustments you'll make. Now, let's move forward and unpack the truth behind these common supplements, and what you can do instead to stay strong, steady, and confident at any age. After decades of studying how nutrition influences aging, I can tell you this. The body becomes more sensitive to imbalance the older we get, especially when it comes to vitamins that linger quietly in our systems. Take vitamin E, for instance. For years, it's been championed as a kind of longevity pill. Many seniors take it daily, thinking it will preserve heart health, boost skin vitality, and slow the ticking clock of aging. But here's the irony. In certain doses, this very supplement may be gently eroding your ability to walk, to balance, and to live fully on your own terms. You see, vitamin E isn't like vitamin C that flushes out of the body when you've had enough. It's fat-soluble, stored in your liver and fat tissues accumulating with time. While that might not sound alarming at first, research, including studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, has shown that doses above 400 IU per day, which is quite common in many over-the-counter supplements, may begin to impair neuromuscular coordination and disrupt muscle metabolism. Over time, this could translate into gradual leg weakness, especially for those already losing muscle mass due to age-related sarcopenia. And the tricky part, it starts subtly. Maybe you find it harder to rise from a chair. You feel just a bit less steady when turning around in the kitchen or navigating the grocery aisle. Perhaps you chalk it up to just getting older. But the real culprit might be quietly hiding in your supplement drawer. Left unaddressed, this kind of muscle deterioration could push you toward using a cane, a walker, or, in worst cases, becoming housebound altogether. But the concerns don't stop at your legs. High levels of vitamin E can thin the blood. 4. Someone on blood thinners or with clotting issues, quite common past 60, this increases the risk of internal bleeding, easy bruising, and more dangerous consequences in the event of a fall. The danger isn't just falling. It's what happens when your body can't catch you and your blood doesn't stop bleeding. Most distressing of all is how silently it happens. There are no flashing warnings. These changes creep in quietly and look just like the normal process of aging. But if you're over 60 and taking vitamin E without medical supervision, it's worth asking, is this doing more harm than good? This is not about creating fear. It's about creating clarity. Our physiology at 70 isn't the same as it was at 30. The nutrients we need, and the ones we can safely handle, change over time. That's why every supplement we take should be guided by updated science and tailored to our specific health profile. Not Just good intentions or old habits. So what can you do? First, have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. Get your supplement doses reviewed, especially if you're combining multiple products that contain vitamin E. Second, focus on food sources like sunflower seeds, almonds, or spinach, where vitamin E exists in natural, manageable doses. And third, pay close attention to how your body feels. Weakness, instability, or unusual fatigue are not just old age. They may be signs that something needs adjusting. Now, let's move forward. If vitamin E surprised you, wait until we look at vitamin A. Its risks, especially to your bones and vision, might be even more unexpected. Now that we've uncovered the lesser-known risks of vitamin E, it's time to look at another familiar face in the world of supplements: vitamin A. Often praised for supporting vision, immunity, and skin health, vitamin A has long been considered a staple in the anti-aging toolkit. But just like with vitamin E, the story gets more complicated as we grow older. You see, aging changes everything, from how we move to how we metabolize nutrients. And fat-soluble vitamins like A don't simply pass through us. Instead, they accumulate over time, tucked away in our liver and soft tissues. That's not necessarily dangerous in small amounts, but it becomes a real concern when daily multivitamins, cod liver oil, and fortified foods quietly add up. What many people over 60 don't realize is that vitamin A toxicity doesn't require absurd doses. It can creep up slowly through years of well-intentioned use. Research has shown that excess vitamin A can accelerate bone thinning, especially in key areas like the hips and legs. These are the very bones that protect us from falls and give us the strength to move independently. One misstep, combined with fragile bones, can be all it takes to trigger a life-changing fracture. Even more troubling, excess vitamin A can weaken the muscles around those same bones, leading to instability, fatigue, and chronic pain that's often mistaken for normal aging. And here's where the mental side of the equation kicks in. When it becomes harder to get around, when stairs start to feel like mountains, or when you avoid outings for fear of a stumble, your confidence erodes. This isn't just about physical strength anymore. It's about your freedom, your identity, and your sense of control. The danger lies in how quiet the symptoms can be. A little fatigue here, a little stiffness there. You might assume it's just part of getting older. But what if that supplement you've been faithfully taking for years is quietly pushing you toward frailty? As a health researcher, I urge anyone over 60 to rethink their supplement routine. Talk to your doctor. Review your multivitamin labels. You'd be surprised how many of them stack vitamin A levels beyond what your body actually needs. Instead, turn to food-based sources: carrots, sweet potatoes, dark leafy greens, where vitamin A comes in the form of beta-carotene. Your body converts only what it needs, reducing the risk of overload. And don't forget, consistent movement, resistance training, and even activities like Tai Chi help preserve muscle strength and bone density while boosting mental clarity. Now, let's move forward, because if vitamin A, of all things, can quietly chip away at your mobility, what about the vitamins that promise energy and mental sharpness? Believe it or not, one of the most surprising culprits behind leg numbness and nerve damage in older adults is vitamin B6. That's the next chapter we need to explore. Now that we've tackled how too much vitamin A can quietly chip away at your bones and muscles, it's time to explore another common supplement that's often praised for its energy-boosting, brain-supporting powers: vitamin B6. It shows up everywhere, in multivitamins, mental clarity gummies, energy drinks marketed to older adults. But what if the very thing you're taking to stay sharp and active is the reason your legs feel not quite right? It usually begins subtly, a tingle in your toes that comes and goes, a strange numbness when you walk barefoot. You might brush it off as aging, or maybe you assume it's your circulation acting up. But there's a lesser-known explanation, and it's not about illness, it's about excess. While vitamin B6 is essential for nerve health, metabolism, and red blood cell production, too much of it, especially doses over 100 mg per day, can become neurotoxic. And here's the kicker. Unlike many water-soluble vitamins that your body simply flushes out, B6 in high amounts can accumulate in nerve tissue and interfere with how your brain sends signals to your limbs. That interference often targets the peripheral nerves, the ones in your legs and feet. In fact, several clinical studies have confirmed that chronic B6 overdose can cause peripheral neuropathy, a condition where nerves misfire, creating numbness, burning, and muscle weakness. One major review published in Neurology found that long-term B6 supplement users, particularly older adults, developed sensory issues that didn't always reverse even after they stopped taking the vitamin. This isn't just about discomfort. It's about losing your confidence to walk, about the fear of tripping, the hesitation before stairs, the quiet decision to stay home rather than risk a fall in public. And when physical independence starts slipping, mental health is never far behind. We've seen time and again that mobility is one of the strongest predictors of quality of life after 60. When your legs stop feeling like your own, it can feel like you're losing your identity too. The tragedy is, this damage often comes from good intentions. People want to stay alert, energetic, engaged. But there's a difference between giving your body support and overwhelming it. Many memory support or energy supplements stack B6 well beyond safe limits, often without clear warnings. So, what can you do? First, take a hard look at your supplements. Read labels. Talk to your doctor or a pharmacist about your total intake, especially if you're using multiple products. You might be shocked at how much B6 you're unknowingly consuming. Second, prioritize. B6-rich foods over pills. Chickpeas, bananas, avocados, and fortified cereals offer a balanced source without the overload risk. Your body knows how to handle those. And don't underestimate the power of movement. Exercises like gentle resistance training, walking, or balance-focused routines like Tai Chi not only protect your nerves and muscles, but also support cognitive health and emotional resilience. Let's be clear, vitamins aren't villains, but in excess, even something designed to help can quietly harm. The real lesson here isn't just about B6, it's about being informed, intentional, and willing to reassess the routines we've followed for years. Now, let's move forward. Because while we've discussed how certain vitamins may be silently working against your mobility, there's one more hidden culprit we haven't touched on yet. Not a supplement this time, but a deeply ingrained daily habit that weakens your legs from the inside out. It's time to expose that next. For you, what does this really mean, especially after 60? We've just uncovered how something as seemingly harmless as vitamin B6, often celebrated for boosting energy, can quietly undermine your leg strength and independence. But this conversation goes far beyond any single nutrient. It's about something much more personal, how our daily habits, even those formed with the best intentions, can shape the way we move, think, and live after 60. If you've made it this far, chances are you're someone who cares deeply about staying active, sharp, and independent. You've likely overcome your share of life's transitions and have developed routines you trust. Maybe that daily multivitamin with breakfast, or those brain-boosting gummies you've seen promoted to older adults. But the truth is, even well-meaning habits can sometimes do harm if they go unchecked. You see, the body doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes it whispers, through slight hesitations when stepping off a curb, or the subtle struggle of rising from your favorite chair. Maybe you've started opting for the elevator instead of stairs. Not because of laziness, but because your legs just don't feel as stable as they once did. These aren't dramatic signs, but they are real. Over time, they shape your life. You move less, you avoid outings, your world gets smaller, not by choice but by necessity. And that shrinking world? It's not just a physical one. Study after study confirms that limited mobility is one of the greatest predictors of depression and cognitive decline in older adults. When you lose confidence in your legs, you start to lose confidence in yourself. That's not aging, that's preventable. In fact, recent research published in Frontiers in Aging, neuroscience shows that subtle nerve dysfunction, sometimes caused by nutrient overload, can trigger a downward spiral in both physical and mental health. Here's the hopeful part. Knowing this gives you power. Maybe no one ever told you that. High doses of B6 can numb the nerves in your feet. Or that excessive vitamin A weakens bones. Or that too much vitamin E might subtly erode strength. But now you know. And that knowledge isn't a burden. It's a gift. Because you can act on it. Start small. Revisit your supplement shelf with fresh eyes. Check the labels, ask your doctor, and don't be afraid to bring it up during your next checkup. Replace pills with whole foods when you can. Bananas, avocado, chickpeas, and salmon are rich in nutrients your body recognizes and processes naturally. Add just a bit more movement to your day. Gentle strength training, tai chi, or even daily. Walks aren't just good for your muscles, they're powerful tools for your brain and your confidence. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to take back the steering wheel. Your legs, your balance, your independence, they're not gone. They're waiting for your attention. And the best part? The human body has an incredible capacity to recover, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond when given the right care. Now let's move forward, because while understanding vitamin risks is essential, there's still one major factor we haven't touched on, something you might be doing every day without realizing, that silently weakens your body more than any supplement ever could. It's not in a bottle. It's in your chair, and it's time we talk about it. Now that we understand how crucial it is to be mindful of what we put into our bodies, the natural next question is, what should you actually do with this knowledge? This is where awareness becomes your most powerful tool. Not fear or guilt, but conscious choices that protect your strength and independence as you age. First, take a thoughtful look at your supplements. It's easy to rely on habits formed years ago. Maybe that familiar bottle sitting on your kitchen counter has been part of your routine without much scrutiny. But have you paused to ask yourself if those supplements still serve your current needs? Science tells us that as we age, our bodies process nutrients differently, and what once seemed beneficial might now be excessive or unnecessary. Oversupplementation can quietly disrupt nerve function and bone health, as some recent studies reveal. This is why working closely with a healthcare professional who understands aging inside and out is essential. Unfortunately, many older adults receive generic advice that overlooks the complexities of growing older. You deserve a personalized approach, one that considers your medications, diet, lifestyle, and unique nutrient levels. A detailed nutrient panel beyond the routine blood tests can offer real insight into what your body truly needs. These numbers don't lie. They reveal imbalances that could otherwise go unnoticed. But let's be clear, this isn't about chasing perfection or obsessing over every pill. It's about preventing damage before it becomes harder to reverse. And above all, remember that food remains the best medicine. Lean proteins, whole grains, fresh vegetables, and healthy fats nourish not just your muscles, but your brain, and mood as well. Supplements can fill gaps, but they should never replace balanced, wholesome meals. Taking these steps is an act of empowerment, not fear. It signals respect for your health and a commitment to living fully, not letting avoidable mistakes steal your freedom or vitality. Yet, as important as nutrition is, there's another silent factor we can't overlook: how much time you spend sitting still. Even with perfect vitamin levels, Prolonged inactivity can undermine your leg strength and mobility more than many realize. So now, let's move forward and explore how your daily movement, or lack of it, might be shaping your future in ways you hadn't imagined. As we wrap up our journey together, I want to leave you with a heartfelt message, one that comes from the lived experience of many years and the quiet wisdom that only time can bring. Aging isn't a surrender. It's an invitation to a new kind of strength. Yes, our bodies may slow down and gray hairs may appear, but the power to shape our health, independence, and joy remains firmly in our hands. The key is awareness, being truly present with what your body tells you, paying attention to subtle changes, and making choices that honor your unique needs. Remember, this isn't about chasing perfection or accumulating endless supplements. It's about thoughtful, informed decisions, knowing when to hold on and when to let go of habits that no longer serve you. Your leg strength, your balance, and your confidence aren't just physical measures. They're the foundation of your freedom and self-respect. When you protect these, you protect your life's richness. The simple pleasures of a stroll, a heartfelt visit, or the quiet satisfaction of independence. I encourage you to reflect on what you've learned here and consider how you can apply it in your daily life. Share your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Your voice matters and can inspire others walking the same path. If this video resonated with you, a simple 1 in the comments lets us know you found value here. If not, 0 is perfectly okay too. Your feedback guides us to create content that truly supports your journey. Before you go, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. It's a gentle way to stay connected and motivated as we explore health, strength, and wellness together, at your own pace and on your own terms. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Here's to embracing aging with wisdom, courage, and grace, walking steadily toward a future filled with vitality and fulfillment.